transformations are going to always take place as the user transformation first, and then it'll go through the destination transformation. So once it's gone through the destination transformation, this is kind of where some of the magic of RudderStack comes in as well. These transformers are actually managing the data so that it's in the right format for the downstream tool. So what happens if any of these downstream tools change their APIs? Normally, if you were instrumenting these events on your own, you would be responsible for re-implementing that, redeploying code, testing it, and making sure that your event data is in the proper format for these downstream tools. So since RudderStack is handling this transformer code, we're able to update these APIs for you, which provides the peace of mind that we're handling this, so any downstream changes are being handled within RudderStack and will be fixed before they become an issue on your end. We also handle retry logic. So if for some reason Salesforce is down or someone has changed our authentication keys for Amplitude, normally those events would just die in the client, would never make it to the downstream destination. Because of the way the router handles these events, if the router encounters an error that it can recover from, it's going to continue to keep those events in the table and back off with some specific retry logic to continue to retry those events until they can succeed to their downstream destinations, or until they, if they've determined that they can't make it to the downstream destination. So again, one of the primary benefits of this back half of the RudderStack is that you're not having to manage the downstream APIs or changes to them. You're not having to deal with retry logic, and so any changes made to any of these destinations are handled automatically for you by RudderStack. So now that all of this event data has been processed into the downstream tools, the router tables are dropped and the gateway tables are dropped, so RudderStack has no knowledge of any of these events. That's going to provide an increased level of compliance and control and even cost for our users, because we're not having to pay to store any of that on disk, and we're not having to worry about what happens to the data that's here if anything needs to be cleaned down the road.